It started with a smell, a faint, metallic odor that clung to the back of the throat, the kind of smell you never forget once you recognize it. Neighbors and apartment. 3B thought it was the old plumbing, or maybe a dead rat in the vents. But what they didn't know was that inside that freezer lay the secret of a woman who had been missing for 3 months, and her killer was still living right next door. Her name was Alisha Gomez, 29 years old, a nurse, a single mother of one. She worked double shifts at a Miami hospital, saved for nursing school loans, and took her son to soccer practice every Sunday. Then one evening in March, she didn't come home. Family and friends say Alicia's phone last pinged near her apartment around 7:45 p.m. before it went completely silent. Her sister, Marisol, reported her missing within 24 hours. The police searched, posted flyers, and ran interviews. But days turned into weeks, and Alicia's disappearance started fading into another unsolved case, a name on a list, until the smell came. The tenant in 3B hadn't paid rent for 2 months. His name was Derek Vaughn, a quiet man in his early 40s, a former Marine, polite, reserved, always wore gloves when taking out the trash. When the manager entered, the first thing he noticed wasn't the mess. It was the temperature. The entire apartment felt like a freezer, cold air leaking from somewhere in the back. He followed the humming sound to the kitchen, and that's when he saw it, a deep chest freezer, old, locked, with duct tape sealing the edges. He called the police. Detective Renee Calderon had worked homicide for 14 years. But what she saw inside that freezer haunted her long after the case ended. They broke the lock. The duct tape peeled away with a hiss. And as the lid creaked open, the cold fog rolled out. Inside were plastic bags, neatly stacked, and one of them had a human hand visible through the frost. "We found her," Calderon whispered. Inside that freezer was Alisha Gomez, disassembled, frozen, wrapped in layers of trash bags and towels. But there was something else, too. A baby's blanket, folded neatly on top. When police tracked Derek down 2 days later, he was working at a junkyard 40 miles away. Calm, cooperative, even helpful. "She wanted to leave," he said. "I just didn't want her to." Derek wasn't Alicia's boyfriend, but her landlord. He'd offered her discounted rent for help around the house. Alisha, desperate to save money for her son, agreed to clean his place once a week. That's when the harassment started. He texted her late at night, offered favors for favors. When she refused, he grew angry, and then one night, she didn't come home. Derek admitted to a fight, said she fell, that he panicked. But investigators quickly realized it wasn't panic. It was calculated. He had bought that freezer 2 days before Alisha disappeared. Security footage caught him dragging it up the stairs. He told the clerk he was stocking up on meat, but the forensics told another story. He had used bleach, ammonia, and paint thinner to hide DNA traces. Except one thing he missed. A single eyelash on the freezer lid. It matched Alicia's DNA. As the story broke, TikTok exploded. Hashtag Justice for Alisha trended for weeks. Creators pieced together her last known moments, her texts, her security footage. They shared clips of her with her son, his tiny voice saying, "Mommy's at work." And something powerful began to happen. People started asking why. Why was Alisha, a woman working 2 jobs, forced to live in a place she couldn't afford to leave? Why were her complaints about her landlord's behavior ignored by police twice before she vanished? One neighbor later testified. "She told me she felt unsafe. I told her to go to the police. She said she already did." During trial, something shocking happened. Derek's defense attorney claimed Alisha was the aggressor, that she seduced and blackmailed him. The courtroom gasped. Detective Calderon clenched her jaw. She had seen Alicia's injuries, fractured ribs, bruised wrists. And then came the evidence that would change everything. The voice memo. Police had recovered a deleted audio file from Alicia's phone, automatically backed up to her cloud. It was recorded the night she disappeared. Play audio, muffled voices. "Alisha, Derek, please stop." "Derek, you think you can disrespect me? After everything I've done for you?" Crash. Screaming. Silence. The jury went still. Derek's face, once smug, turned pale. After a 3-week trial, Derek Vaughn was found guilty of first-degree murder, unlawful confinement, and abuse of a corpse. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. But the victory fell hollow, because justice didn't bring Alisha back, and it didn't fix the system that failed her long before she died. Months later, her sister Marisol started a campaign, the Alisha Project, a nonprofit helping women report landlord abuse safely and anonymously. It caught national attention. Women began sharing stories of landlords demanding favors for rent, of police dismissing harassment as a misunderstanding. One video, a tearful mother saying, "I thought it was only me," reached 10 million views. And for the first time, laws began to shift. Cities across Florida started introducing new tenant safety acts, making it illegal for landlords to offer sexual favors for housing or ignore harassment complaints. The freezer itself, that cold white box that once hid Alicia's body, was kept as evidence. Detective Calderon said she couldn't stand to look at it, but before it was destroyed, she placed something inside it, a folded piece of paper that read, "Whatever a man sows, that shall he also reap." Galatians 6 verse 7. Alicia's son, now 9, stood beside his aunt at a candlelight vigil. He wore his mother's old nurse badge clipped to his jacket. When reporters asked if he missed her, he nodded. "But she's helping people still," he said. "She helps them not be scared anymore." Sometimes monsters don't hide in the shadows. They live next door. They smile when they see you. They wait until no one listens to your cries. But Alicia's story reminds us, silence protects the predator. Voices protect the truth. And no freezer, no matter how cold, can keep the truth buried forever. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more true crime story.